On today's episode of Anime Afterthought, welcome to Demon School Iruma-kun Season 2, Episode 11, End-of-Terminus Exams. Girl talk. Yo, did they seriously just do that? Like, I'm still shaking. I can't believe that just happened. Oh my god. Yo, I've probably said this before, but I will definitely say it again. Magical Labyrinth, the original opening to this series, is so good. One of my favorites of all time. So much so that I actually made a mega cut of every time they said baby and posted it on Twitter. Like, that hook is so freaking catchy and just, it's such a good song. Like, Da Pump killed it. I mean, even No Satisfaction is badass, but there's just something about the original. So to see it actually sung in today's episode by the Misfits, I lost my shit. As soon as they whipped out that mic and I started hearing it, like, what the fuck is going on? In an episode where we get a double dose of person, a slew of interesting information, as well as the oh so adorable Clara, like, honestly, this was the highlight for me. High key though, Da Pump needs to do every opening for this series. I mean, we haven't had a bad one yet. Okay. First things first, let's talk about our missing person. Yes, we actually get a double dose in today's episode. Well, I say that, but it's more like the same sequence, just a different shot. Roughly 5 seconds in, we see an overhead pan of the entire room as the Misfits are about to begin their End-of-Terminus exams, and we catch a glimpse of him in the back row. Sitting in the same position, we can see him once again a couple seconds later on as the camera pans across Gomon and Lied. Now, ever since the beginning of Season 2, the focal point of Season 2 has definitely widened its overall spectrum to incorporate most of the Misfits. Now, I say most because one in particular has been eerily absent throughout a majority of the episodes, albeit a brief glimpse here and there, a majority being a blink and you'll miss it type situations. Definitely a conundrum yet to be solved, but I have been assured that person will inevitably get his moment to shine, which honestly, I can't wait for. So many questions. Who is person and why the fuck is he so aloof? Now, while we're on the topic of Misfits, I am so proud of our gaggle of goofballs. After witnessing Iruma's determination and resolve to pass his End-of-Terminus exams, they really did buckle down and study, and the results speak for itself. Everyone in this class passed. No one received a failing grade, thus assuring their summer of teenage debauchery will happen, as well as increasing a few of their ranks. Kamui, Gomon, and Lied increased from Alf to Bet, and after scoring the highest in his grade, Alokar increased to Gimmel. While serendipitously not increasing his own rank, Caligo did inform Iruma that he showed the greatest progress of the entire class. I mean, it makes sense. When you go from single digits to scoring over 50%, yeah, that's one hell of an increase. Albeit the only reason that he's scoring so low in the first place is because he's a human living in the netherworld, but a grade's a grade. I gotta say, there's one individual in this series that is truly responsible behind this miraculous increase of intelligence, and Iruma is quick to show his sincerity, dipping class and racing off to say thank you to Baum, who just happens to be sporting a new do. Not gonna lie, I kinda dig it. All things aside, this really is an important development. Up until this point, lacking knowledge could mean life or death, but once again, the results speak for themselves. Not only has he acquired knowledge, but the wisdom on how to use it, as we see Iruma pass Baum's little test, after he offers him a fire-breathing flower as a congratulatory present. No, thank you. Speaking of Baum though, we do get a lot of interesting information in today's episode. We knew before the tests even began that no one has ever been able to cheat. It turns out Baum is the reason why. We learned today's episode that his bloodline ability, Falsehood Bell, aka Buzzer, gives him the ability to discern whether a person is lying or being dishonest. And what's amazing is with this ability, he's actually able to encompass the entire school, as we see this ability in action as he catches Schnell Senpai attempting to drink a potion to increase his smarts. Ironic because it wasn't very smart. If you're gonna do that, why not drink the potion before you even enter Babylus? I don't know, maybe there's a time limit. This ability is so badass, it's actually impressed Caligo, and it just goes to show you badass demons seem to flock together. Given their previously discovered relationship, definitely demonic bros. I mean, it makes sense, they're both Chets after all. Yeah, we discovered in today's episode that both Caligo and Baum are Chets, level 8s, and that's that seems to be very high in this world. I'm pretty sure those 13 crowns, I think they're called, you know, the ones squabbling over who should become the next Demon King, those are Tets. Sullivan's a Tet, and the other two are Yods, right? Like, they're like right beneath the upper echelon of this demonic society. Like, way to go, Caligo and Bomb. Okay, so now that we have crazy karaoke, excellent end of terminus exams, and badass Ballum information out of the way, let's talk about girls. In particularly, the girls of this series. Like, okay, I fucking loved it. I loved every second of this little girl talk, this little girl party, girls day out, girls night out. Like, it definitely caught me off guard seeing Amari preparing for her and Iruma to spend a little time together, right? But it wouldn't be the first time they would do the old switcheroo, but to see Clara bust down the door, not only that, but actually grab Amari, the cart with all the goodies, and rush to the others, like, I legit could not wait to see what they were gonna talk about. And of course, after passing along each other's beauty regimen, which seems to involve a large variety of demonic shampoo and conditioners, or in Clara's case, a large supply of soap, the pink stuff. FYI, such a cute moment. The conversation inevitably leads to romance. And this is where it goes off the train. Like, everything devolves. And of course, in an indirect way, Amari definitely is to blame. But yeah, the conversation is just priceless. When Elisabetta brings up, who do you like? In this innocent, naive, just pure answer coming from Clara was Iruma, right? Knocking Amari to the floor. Like, oh shit, I have a rival. She is a woman. Wait, she's always with Iruma. Like, she's putting the pieces together. Like, this could be an actual threat to her relationship. And of course, Elisabetta and Karari go ahead and give their own impressions of Iruma, both kind of nodding to the fact that he does have potential. The best moment is when they finally realize that Clara was in fact talking about like. She likes Fluffy Eggy Sensei, climbing on Sabro, even the stall attendee, them realizing that they have to explain the concept of love and marriage to Clara. It's just her realizing her own feelings is just plastered on her face. The blush, the sparkle, the image of a future where she's married to Iruma. Like, I don't think there can get anything better. Of course, thanks to the relaxation tea that makes you spurt out anything that's on your mind, thus relieving stress inevitably, everyone starts giving their own ideals of love and relationships and marriage. Elisabetta is a purist, Karari seems to be a pragtagonist, Amari is obsessed with envisioning her own future with Iruma, which, by the way, the lens flare on top of their child's face. Come on, man. Come on. I mean, talk about a fucking tease, right? And of course, Clara is thinking about bananas at one point, I think. All that eventually leads them to friendship. Like, them exchanging numbers. Like, my God, this series is so fucking wholesome. And I do like the fact that they kicked Iruma out at the very end. Like, sorry, this is girls' day. No boys allowed. Honestly, this series is just so fucking pure. I love it. I love it so much. I'm so glad we have so many more episodes coming. Like, the end of Terminus has me excited. I want to know if we're going to go anywhere, if we're going to get, you know, that pivotal beach/pool episode. They listed off a lot of shit, including amusement parts and like, what would a demonic festival look like? Like, that's exciting. That's exciting. Oh, I'm so excited. Anyways, let me know in the comments below, what did you think of this episode? So with all that being said and more Iruma-kun coming next week, I honestly cannot wait for future episodes.